What if you ventured off the beaten path? Where would you go? What might you discover? And how might it transform you? I recently took a big leap and moved from California to France with my husband and dog. And so far, I'm discovering that the lesser-known paths tend to lead to some of the most amazing experiences and places. When we think of France, Paris and the southern coast often have the spotlight. But I want to know what lies in between these famous destinations. So my husband and I decided to drive from our home in the French Alps to visit my father-in-law Wouter in southwest France. He lives in an area called Le Lot, a place somewhere in between. A few years ago, Wouter discovered an old stone house on several acres of untouched land here in the countryside, and envisioned its potential. It took him a year to cultivate the land and transform the stone relic into what is now a beautiful home. I love that he preserved the original stone while also adding organic and modern elements. Over the next couple of days, he's sharing some prized hidden gems for us to explore in his area. For our first day's adventure, he recommended we visit a legendary medieval bridge steeped in a devilish mystery and treat ourselves to a special lunch at a castle perched on a hill. We started our day in Cahors, the capital of this region. Surrounded by lush rolling hills and embraced by the meandering Lot River, this city has such a breathtaking vista. A number of bridges crisscross the waterways, each adding their own charm to the landscape. And today, we're here to explore the most famous of them all. When we arrived at the bridge, I was so taken by how picturesque the setting was. I wanted to just stop and soak it all in. So we found a charming riverside cafe and just sat for a while with some coffee. The story behind this bridge is as captivating as it is complex. It took more than 70 years to complete its construction, because building a structure of this scale back in the 1300s was such a big engineering feat. The project also had to withstand the 100 Years' War and overcome labor shortages because of plague outbreaks. Local legend has it that the architect was so overwhelmed by the challenges and constant renovations that he struck a deal with the devil to complete the bridge. If you look closely, you can spot the stone carving of the devil himself on the middle tower, a lasting testament and clue to this legend. This bridge is more than just beautiful stone and mortar. It's a gateway to Cahors' rich history. Leaving Cahors behind, Sebastian and I set off for our next destination, buzzing with excitement. A special lunch awaited us at a Michelin-starred restaurant in a French castle. We drove just 15 minutes north of Cahors to Château de Mercues. As we approached, we felt instantly transported to another era. This 13th century marvel, once home to the Bishop of Cahors, was transformed in 1983 into a luxury hotel, restaurant, and vineyard welcoming visitors. Since we're visiting during the quieter shoulder season, the attentive staff offered to serve our multi-course meal in different parts of the castle, which we were ecstatic about because it gave us such a unique opportunity to explore its hidden corners and rich history.
Wow, it's so beautiful here.
We started our meal in the castle's charming courtyard garden. Sipping craft cocktails with a breathtaking view of the Lot River felt so surreal. The small bites that we had were so delicate and delicious that we couldn't wait for what was next. For the main course, we moved into the main dining room, which was an elegant contrast to the medieval charm. Each dish was as artistically plated as the art on the walls. Every bite was absolutely delicious and celebrated this region's rich flavors. Cahors is known for its rich dark red wines, and Château de Mercues crafts its own coveted estate label. It was such a treat to taste their wines, which were thoughtfully paired with each of our courses.
Merci.
For the last course, we moved to the royal courtyard, this charming little spot in the center of the castle grounds. The atmosphere in this place was so serene and peaceful. It was almost like we had our own private medieval retreat. This dining experience has truly set the bar for beauty and uniqueness. As we left, we couldn't help but feel like we experienced something extraordinary. The next morning greeted us with rain, and I was worried it might spoil our plans to explore Rocamadour, a stunning 12th century village carved into a towering limestone cliff. As the rain cleared and Rocamadour came into view, I was stunned. This village clings to a cliffside almost like it defies gravity. Built in 3 levels, Rocamadour uses both natural caves and human ingenuity. The village at the base, religious sanctuaries in the middle, and a castle crowning the top. As we climbed the ancient stone steps, there was a faint scent of incense in the air, and we could hear the church bells echoing. According to local legend, every time the bells ring, it signals a miracle, a reminder of the spiritual significance that has drawn pilgrims here for centuries. Even kings like Louis IX of France and Henry II of England used to make journeys here. One of Rocamadour's most iconic treasures is the Black Madonna that was found in a cave. It's now housed in the chapel of Notre Dame. Pilgrims would climb all 216 steps on their knees to seek her blessing and divine intervention.
Good girl, Lundy.
This is pretty fun. Right now we're taking a funicular down to Rocamadour, and we're gonna take a walk in the village. As we strolled through the village, it felt so surreal walking along the ancient cobblestone streets. Being in a place protected by UNESCO, it was like wandering through a living museum. What's great is that if you want to fully experience this place, there are a few restaurants and quaint hotels where you can stay. It's a unique way to immerse yourself in the village's rich history while enjoying all of its charm. Whether you're drawn to its history, architecture, or simply the breathtaking views, Rocamadour is a place where past meets present, creating an experience you won't forget.
Come, Olga. Oops. Come.
If you've been following my journey, you know how much I love food. So no trip would be complete without visiting the local farmers market, where you can truly taste the essence of a region. We made our way to the charming market in the town center of Prayssac.
Love strawberries.
For my father-in-law and many locals, these markets are a tradition, not just for shopping, but for catching up with friends and neighbors. It's as much about the local connections as it is about gathering the freshest ingredients for the week ahead. This region is known for truffles, so we decided to take some home with us. One of the highlights for me was finding a curry herb plant which I'd never seen or touched or smelled before.
Wow, it smells just like curry.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to bring it home and add it to our little garden in the French Alps. There's something truly special about these markets. They offer a window into the rhythm of local life. For me, it's a reminder that food is more than just sustenance. It's a way to experience the culture, to share in its history, and to carry a piece with you. For lunch, Valentré decided to take us to one of his favorite places.
Right now we're in this really cute town and we're stopping for lunch at a specialty food shop that sells French delicacies, but they also have a restaurant inside. And I love this place because my father-in-law used to ship us this really delicious truffle mustard available here when we were still living in the US. So it's been a nice experience for me to come see where he would buy this really yummy mustard and also have a meal. I'm going to show you guys around so you can see how cute and quaint it is.
The food here is delicious and very much indicative of the local cuisine. It's such a treat to be able to taste all of these ingredients all on one plate. With our appetites satisfied, we set off for our next destination. Saint Cirq Lapopie, often hailed as one of the most beautiful villages in France. But I wondered, what could truly rival the beauty of Rocamadour? As we drew closer, the village emerged dramatically, rising 100 meters above the winding Lot River. The view was striking. It's places like this that reveal the charm of the French countryside. I understand its allure. These well-preserved gems are nestled in the tranquil green hills, and they're each waiting to be discovered. For centuries, this village has drawn countless artists and writers. While admiring the sweeping vistas of the Lot Valley, Wouter shared a quote from famous artist André Breton.
To live here, I stopped wishing to be elsewhere.
Ooh. That sums this place up in one sentence.
And after seeing this place, I can relate to his sentiment. Moving away from the bustling energy of California to the quiet charm of rural France has taught me to appreciate the beauty and stillness, to embrace moments of discovery that don't come with a map or a plan. I've learned that sometimes the most enriching experiences come from slowing down and allowing yourself to be surprised by what you find.